Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Welcome back to the Coming Out of the Dark podcast, the podcast that reminds you that even in your darkest seasons, there's always light waiting to meet you. In this space, you will find empowerment, encouragement, and upliftment. That is something that we all need. Even if we don't want to admit it, we do need it. I am your host, Miss Lady O, and this month we're talking about free yourself. Now, this episode, it feels different for me. It feels grounded. It feels honest. It feels complete. Wherever you are listening from today, I invite you to take a breath. Settle in. And allow this conversation to meet you exactly where you are. Now, it's meeting me exactly where I am today, because today is February 1st. And I want to say this out loud before I say anything else. I'm free! I know you're probably saying, free from what? What, Lady O? Tell me what's going on in your world. And we'll get to that. But let me just break down why. When I say I'm free, I'm not saying it from a loud way, not in a dramatic way, but in a real way. The way when it just hits your soul. The way when you just open your eyes and you just see things so different. The way when you just know that, oh my goodness, the assignment is complete. I'm moving on to my next. Or the way where things are just so clear and it's all coming together now. If you are listening today and you feel like you have been holding your breath for a long time, I want to tell you, this episode is for you, because that's how I've been feeling, especially in the month of January. Don't get me wrong, January was such a fantastic year. I had clarity and vision. I knew exactly what I needed to do. But I also want to be transparent about what January also held for me. Now, I did not record a podcast episode in January. And I want to tell you, that was intentional. You see, at the top of the year, I was greeted with illness. Like many people were struggling with either a severe cold or whether it was the flu, or some people were hit with COVID. And let me tell you, it really it knocks you out. But I also had some other things going on, and I needed to get my footing again. And even more than that, I needed to finish something sacred. I completed my book, The Empowered Leader, and I completed my book in December. But January was about review. January was about sitting with the work. January was about honoring the assignment before releasing it. I did not rush that season. I sat with it. I took my time with it. I was very diligent, I want to say. Every day I committed to reviewing what I wrote. I did not perform through it. I didn't want to have ad-libs and all the fanciness. I allowed myself to be present with it. And today, I'm proud to say that that manuscript is complete. And it is moving into editorial review. I'm celebrating, I'm telling you. I know I said that with such ease, but let me tell you, I am celebrating because this body of work, it is such a blessing. It's a gift that God has given me, and I understand my calling even more. When I completed the manuscript and stamped it complete and said, now it's moving on to editorial review, something in me unlocked. It just felt different when I allowed myself to let go, hands off, no more editing the material. Now you have to submit it. Something unlocked when I let it go. That is when freedom showed up for me. That's when things look brighter. That's when joy filled my heart. That's when excitement, I see it. I see the lane. I see the direction. That's what everything made sense to me. The things of the past, my current situation, it made sense. And freedom rose in my soul. It raised up in my soul. I am free. I am free. And what better time to be free? It is February. It is February 1st. And this month houses so much that we can celebrate and be free from. So today, I want to talk about freeing yourself, because today I feel free. I feel free because I completed the work I was assigned to do. I feel free because I honored the process without explaining it. I feel free because I did not abandon myself to meet an imaginary deadline. I feel free because my book is finished. I feel free because my voice is clear. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. I feel free because I trust my timing. I feel free because I am graduating from Leadership Orange this year in June. Just so happens that's the same month my book drops. I feel free because I'm celebrating this era of consulting. I feel free because my leadership voice is elevating. Oof. I'm going to just sit with that for a moment. The reason why that gets me emotional is because you don't know the amount of rooms that I have walked into, and I have to hold on to the promise, operate in my calling, all while meeting resistance. And let me tell you, it is not easy. It is not easy. And I think some of you may understand what that looks like. because you meet resistance at times when you're going after something. But the thing is that you need that resistance because it confirms that you are supposed to do what you need to do. It confirms that you are equipped for this. It confirms when you have to speak to it. You speak to it from a different level of authority. Yeah, I feel free because my leadership voice is elevating. Yes, indeed. I feel free because I have repositioned relationships in my life. I feel free because I no longer carry environments I have already completed. I feel free because I finished a God-ordained assignment. I did not burn bridges. I did not drag bitterness with me. I completed it. And that, my friend, completion is freedom. Let me say this clearly. Freedom is not quitting. Freedom is not escaping. Freedom is not walking away angry. Freedom is knowing when something is complete. Freedom is releasing without resentment. Freedom is trusting that graduating does not require permission. You don't need anyone's permission to operate in your calling, to operate in your authority, to do what you love, to be yourself. You don't need anyone's permission. And if you are in environments that's making you feel that way, I'm going to ask you to take a moment and evaluate that. You see, because some of us stay bound, not because we are trapped, but because we refuse to acknowledge that the season has ended. We keep explaining. We keep justifying. We keep rehearsing old stories. But freedom begins when you say, this chapter has served me and I am allowed to turn the page. Free yourself from the opinions of others. Understand that not everyone will understand your timing. Not everyone is going to understand you. Not everyone is going to even like you. And you could be the nicest person in the world, but trust and know they'll find something wrong with you. It happens. Not everyone would applaud your process. People will watch, but people will not open up their mouth and say, great job, or I see you, or I admire what you're doing, or let me give you a helping hand. Very seldom that happens. Not everyone will see the work you did behind the scenes. The price that it took for you to get to where you are. People will only see the end product and be like, I want that, and jump to it. But it does not work out that way. Everyone has to walk their own path. Everyone has a crossroad that they have to cross over. Everyone has to look to God and say, what is next? Everyone does, whether they want to believe it or not. There's no short way to this process. And trust me, If you think that you are getting over, you're not. You're going to come right back to that crossroad one day. I want to tell you that it is okay if everyone does not see or understand your journey, your process, or what you have done behind the scenes. It is okay, and you have to know that. You do not need a consensus to be free. You don't need validation to move forward. Some people only understand you when you are struggling. Isn't that weird? They only know that version of you when you're struggling, but they don't know the version of you that's evolved, that sees life as something that you can be 100% a part of and 100% thriving in. I'm just looking for my words there, because so many people look at life from their limiting beliefs. And when you're someone that does not see the limits, but only see opportunity, and see that everything is a lesson for you to learn so that you can grow, yeah, you seem like the strange one. I once said that there's a song, and it's sung by, I think it's Arrowhead, but I know Kelly Clarkson is singing this song. And it is called Creep. And listen to the song, but listen to the Kelly Clarkson version. That song reminds me of me. At times, I do feel like the weirdo, the weird one. I think God has taken me through a journey in my life where I had to stand alone in many situations, and I had to learn life's lessons where it was just me and God along the journey, that my vision is different. The way I look at things is very different. And especially in this season, right now, my discernment, I see things, I see people, I see their intentions, I see it so clearly that I know that many people do not see what I see. And I feel like, yeah, I'm a little different. And that is okay. I'm okay with it. At one point I wasn't. But I want to say, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I want you, out of all of this, as we're talking through this February, free yourself. Listen, I want you just to know that you are so unique and beautiful the way that you are. And some people only understand you when you are struggling. But that is okay. They get uncomfortable when you rise quietly. That is okay too. I want you to free yourself anyway. Free yourself from self-sabotage. Free yourself from self-sabotaging thoughts. Free yourself. If nothing else you get out of this, free yourself. The ones that say you waited too long, the ones that say you should have done more, the ones that say you are behind, the ones that say, oh, don't trust her, the ones that say, oh, don't get too close. Free yourself. You are not behind, but you are becoming. Growth does not always look productive on the outside. Sometimes growth looks like stillness. Sometimes it looks like rest. Sometimes it looks like focus. And sometimes it looks like silence. Free yourself from the lie that productivity is the only proof of purpose. So much more to it. So you have to do the work, and you have to free yourself from guilt. That was a process for me. You have to free yourself from shame. That was a process for me. You have to free yourself from regret. I've been there too. You did the best you could with the information, with the capacity, with the strength you had at the time. Whatever you're thinking of. Because I know some of you are really thinking in this moment. And you're saying, yeah, I have to free myself from guilt. I have to free myself from the shame. I have to free myself from regret. And situations are coming up for you. But remember what I just said. You did the best you could with the information, capacity, and strength you had at the time. It wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always neat. It wasn't always pretty. Sometimes you had to drag yourself out of it, or you had to drag yourself to it. You don't need permission to do any of the above to free yourself. You do not need to punish yourself to prove growth. You do not need to replay old decisions to justify new clarity. Give yourself grace. And know that grace is not weakness. Grace is wisdom. Free yourself from carrying what you have already learned from. You learned the lesson. You know you got it. Don't let it pull you back in. You know what's right. And you know what's wrong. You know what feels good. And you know what does not feel good. You know how you should be treated. And you know how you should not be treated. Free yourself from the past. Free yourself from living in the past. Because sometimes we live there. We camp out there. We build a house there. We lock the doors there. We shut the windows. Close the blinds. We stay in darkness. But as you know, this podcast is not meant to keep people in darkness, but it's to bring you to light in a loving, graceful way, in a beautiful way, in a compassionate way. The past may have shaped you, but it does not get to lead you. Our past is our story. It's a part of it. It's a beautiful story if you learn how to tell the story correctly. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to outgrow spaces. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself. You're not always 10. You're not always 20. You're not always 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or 90 or 100. Every stage of you calls for something different. And you have a right to evolve. And people have a right to say they're willing to go with you or not. Or you have the right to invite people in. Or just say, not here, not at this stage. I have to do this alone. Outgrowing is not betrayal. It is evidence of life. Free yourself from replaying what is already complete. You completed that chapter. You completed that assignment. Now you're being asked to go to the next. And whatever that calls for, you have to be willing to do it. Some will be with you, some will not be with you. You're not always going to feel equipped to go to the next. It's not always going to feel comfortable to go to the next. You're going to feel awkward. Hey, short story, me doing this podcast is a little awkward. When I first started it in 2021, I was like, "Ooh, it's going to call for me to be vulnerable." And I had to work myself to get there. If you listen to the earlier podcast episodes, it was a little different. You can tell I'm trying to find my legs. And even now, at this stage, this episode right now is a little different than what you heard back in December or November, because I'm doing the work. And I don't have to be a robot. I want to be me, Lady O, bold, beautiful, courageous, willing, committed, dedicated, adventurous, free. Yeah, that's how I want to be. I want to allow my spirit to soar and give to you and to myself what is needed at the time. So, back to letting go. Letting go does not mean you did not care. You care very much for yourself and whatever you're releasing. Letting go means you care enough to choose peace. Oof. Stop being at war. Some things end quietly. Some seasons close without a ceremony, an announcement. Some chapters do not need a public explanation. Listen to the pace of your days, your moments, your hours. Listen, watch people. Oftentimes, people do not tell you how they feel, but they'll show you. Yeah, hold on to that. Freedom does not announce itself. And sometimes I think that's what we're waiting for this big announcement that it's okay. It's okay for you to do certain things, to let go certain things. Freedom, it settles. It feels like calm. It feels like clarity. It feels like trust. Like trusting your instincts, trusting your inner voice, trusting the process. So here is where I want to ask you as I begin to wrap this up, because I feel like I'm going a little bit long and I don't want to do that. But I'm hoping that this is something that you will always come back to and just listen if you're ever struggling with being free. In this month of February, beautiful, cold month of February that has so much promise ahead of it. Where are you holding on out of guilt? Think about it. What have you already completed but refuse to release? And why? Who are you still explaining yourself to? And then ask yourself why. Why Why do you feel the need to do it? What's holding you to do that? I don't want to make you feel bad about it at all, but I just want you to ask yourself the question. What season are you afraid to graduate from? And why? Because when you graduate, it's only you. You have, the spectators, in the crowd, the cheerleaders. But it's only one person that gets to graduate from something. And with you, that's you. You're the person. You already know the answers to all of what I ask. And I want to reassure you that you do not have to rush it. Jot the questions down in a pad. Come back to it. Maybe on your vision board or your calendar, you can indicate a question a day and ponder the answer. You don't have to tell anybody about your answer. It's all for you. It's about you, your journey, your process. But there is a requirement, and that is that you do have to be honest with yourself. I want to give you permission today that you are allowed to be free without being loud about it. You are allowed to move forward without dragging the past. You are allowed to complete assignments and choose yourself next. Free yourself. Not tomorrow. Not when it looks perfect. Not when everyone understands. But free yourself today. Make that promise to yourself. Okay? Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I feel like I kept you so long. But thank you for listening to Coming Out of the Dark podcast. Thank you for taking the journey with me today. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Let's just stay connected. And I want to ask you, feel free to add a comment on this episode, as well as follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Let me just tell you, great things are happening in 2026. And your encouragement, your support is greatly appreciated. Until next time, honor your process and trust your becoming.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.